Before human footsteps ever graced its soil, the land we now call Missouri was shaped by forces of unimaginable power and time. This is a story etched in rock, fossil, and the very contours of the landscape, spanning billions of years. It is a chronicle of deep oceans, towering mountains, and colossal ice sheets. Our journey begins in the Precambrian era, over 1 billion years ago. Here, the St. Francois Mountains in southeastern Missouri stand as ancient sentinels. These are the eroded remnants of a vast volcanic island chain, formed from molten rock deep within the earth. These igneous and metamorphic rocks represent some of the oldest exposed bedrock in North America. They tell a tale of intense heat, pressure, and the very beginnings of continental crust. For eons, these primordial peaks were the only landmass in a world dominated by water. As the Earth continued its slow evolution, the Paleozoic era dawned, roughly 540 million years ago. Missouri was then submerged beneath vast, shallow tropical seas. These warm, clear waters teemed with early marine life. Trilobites, brachiopods, and crinoids flourished in these ancient oceans. Their shells and skeletons accumulated over millions of years, forming immense layers of limestone and dolomite. These sedimentary rocks now underlie much of the state. The Cambrian and Ordovician periods saw the deposition of the Lamott sandstone and the Bonne Terre dolomite. These formations are significant not just for their fossil content, but also for the rich lead and zinc deposits they contain, vital to Missouri's later history. During the Silurian and Devonian periods, the seas continued their rhythmic advance and retreat. Reef-building organisms contributed to further limestone accumulation. But climate remained warm, supporting diverse marine ecosystems. The Mississippian period, named for the upper Mississippi River Valley, was a time of extensive limestone formation. This period is characterized by thick layers of fossil-rich rock, evidence of a thriving marine environment. The Pennsylvanian period, often called the Coal Age, brought significant changes. Swamps and deltas covered much of northern and western Missouri. Lush vegetation, including giant ferns and horsetails, thrived in these wetlands. As these plants died, they accumulated in oxygen-poor environments, eventually forming the extensive coal seams found in Missouri. This period also saw the formation of cyclothems, repeating sequences of marine and non-marine sediments, reflecting fluctuating sea levels. The Mesozoic era, the age of dinosaurs, began around 252 million years ago. Missouri's landscape during this time was largely above sea level, experiencing erosion rather than deposition. This explains the scarcity of dinosaur fossils within the state. However, the Western Interior Seaway, a vast inland sea, periodically encroached upon Missouri's western borders during the Cretaceous period. This seaway connected the Arctic Ocean to the Gulf of Mexico, dividing North America. Marine reptiles, like mosasaurs and plesiosaurs, swam in these waters. While direct evidence in Missouri is rare, their presence in nearby states suggests a dynamic coastal environment. The Ozark Dome, a broad uplift, began to take its present form during this era. The Cenozoic era, beginning 66 million years ago, marked the rise of mammals and the final shaping of Missouri's modern landscape. The ancient seas had fully retreated, leaving behind a terrestrial environment. Erosion continued to sculpt the Ozark Plateau, carving out its distinctive valleys and hills. The major river systems, including the Missouri and Mississippi, began to establish their courses, influenced by underlying geology. During the Neogene period, the climate cooled, setting the stage for the dramatic events of the Quaternary. This period saw the emergence of grasslands and the evolution of many modern mammal groups. The Quaternary period, beginning 2.6 million years ago, brought the colossal forces of the Ice Ages. Multiple glacial advances profoundly impacted northern Missouri. Though the glaciers themselves did not cover the entire state, their effects were widespread. Massive ice sheets pushed south, diverting ancient river courses and depositing vast amounts of glacial till. The Missouri River in particular was rerouted by these ice advances, carving its present path. As the glaciers melted, they released enormous volumes of water, further shaping the landscape. Winds blowing across the barren glacial outwash plains deposited fine silt, known as less, creating fertile soils in northern and western Missouri. This period was also home to megafauna. Mammoths, mastodons, giant ground sloths, and saber-toothed cats roamed the plains and forests. Their fossil remains provide a glimpse into Missouri's prehistoric wildlife. The retreat of the last glaciers, around 10,000 years ago, marked the end of this epochal transformation. The landscape we recognize today, with its rolling hills, fertile plains, and winding rivers, was largely in place. From volcanic islands to shallow seas, from coal swamps to glacial fronts, Missouri's pre-human history is a testament to the Earth's dynamic power. It is a story of deep time, where every rock and river holds a chapter of an ancient, magnificent past.